What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Nth-Level Entertainment, the most awesome geek and car culture YouTube channel in South Africa. I am your host Zweletu Mahlangu, and welcome to yet another installment of my 50 greatest films ever made review series according to IMDb. And today we're reviewing It's a Wonderful Life. This is a film that, like a lot of other films from either the past or the recent or the recent past, have influenced pop culture and the film industry as a whole quite deeply. It's a Wonderful Life is basically a Christmas story that's loosely based on the Charles Dickens novel A Christmas Story, where we deal with Ebenezer Scrooge, who's visited by the ghost of Christmas past, present and future in order for him to learn a certain lesson and change his ways. So It's a Wonderful Life is based on, it's directed by Frank Capra and stars Jimmy Stewart, and it was released in 1946, and it's based on the life of a man called George, who is basically very unsatisfied with his life. He basically has certain dreams and aspirations that he's always wanted to achieve, and instead when he grew up he ended up taking over his father's business, which is basically a loan service kind of thing. I don't want to call it loan sharking because it doesn't have that type of negative connotation. It's actually a business that's very beloved by the community or town that it exists in, and it helps a lot of people out of like bad or difficult financial situations and all of that. And George ends up taking over the family business, which basically means that because of that he now has to sacrifice all the dreams and aspirations that he had before. He eventually marries his childhood sweetheart and has some wonderful children with her, but he's still unsatisfied. So basically an angel called Clarence is sent down to earth to actually help him learn this lesson. And what he does is that he shows him a life where he basically didn't exist, or he died very early on in his life and didn't grow up and go on to do all the wonderful things that he has done. Wonderful, I know that wasn't intentional. But basically he doesn't see the positive effects that he's had on so many other people's lives, all the people that he helps by continuing his father's business. He's actually beloved by the town because of that, but he doesn't see that because he's so focused on all of the dreams that he had for himself and that he hasn't achieved yet. So he even gets into a situation where the whole town can see how frustrated he is with himself in his life, and it gets to a point where everybody's actually praying for him almost simultaneously. And that's what actually gets the attention of heaven as far as the movie is concerned. And the angel Clarence is sent down to show him a different path. And it's only when he realizes how desperate he is to be, in a way, validated by all of these people, and he realizes how much he's actually losing by not being by not existing in these people's lives, that he realizes how much worth he actually had, despite not achieving all of the things he wanted to achieve. It's very similar to the story that we find in the movie Soul, which I did review but was unable to upload for some reason. My Adobe Premiere Pro seems to malfunction on that particular movie, but that's neither here nor there. In Soul, we basically tackle the concept of life purpose and achieving your dreams and thinking that they'll be fulfilled when you do, whereas when you actually do so, you see that it's not necessarily the thing that should fulfill you. Just being present and enjoying every moment should be the thing that fulfills you. So the theme and story in It's a Wonderful Life is very similar to that. And the ways in which I learned how it actually influences pop culture quite deeply is that in America it's a film that's actually played on television every Christmas, similar to other Christmas story classics. And when watching Supernatural, one of my favorite TV shows from the CW, in season 4, when they started introducing angels to the show, there was a demon that used to refer to Castiel as Clarence. And it's only after watching It's a Wonderful Life that I realized why. Because he's dressed very similar to how they dress Clarence in the film. And he's also an angel from heaven and all of that. And I see now why the nickname comes from. So yeah, it's not a bad film. It was originally released in black and white because it's a 1946 film. I cheated a bit and I watched the color version, but it's essentially the same film. And it's over 2 hours long, but it is pretty engaging based on the story itself, and the performance of those actors back then was actually quite good. Despite the fact that I felt as though it was a bit theatery, they kind of overact and overemphasize things and over-emote. But but they managed to actually convey the proper emotions and nuances and all that to propel the story forward. So yeah, It's a Wonderful Life is a pretty good film. I see why it deserves place on the 50 greatest films of all time. Personally, I wouldn't have quickly voted it on there because it's not exactly my cup of tea, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. So that's going to be it for my review, guys. If you've seen It's a Wonderful Life, please let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this review, please click on the thumbs up icon and leave us a like. And if you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing and be sure to ring that bell icon so you are notified each and every time I drop new content on this here channel. As usual, I have been Nth-Level, and thanks for hanging out with me. And I urge you to take care of each other, stay awesome, stay chasing your dreams to infinity and beyond.